Hi, my name is Kimberly Thompson, and I'm going to be interviewing my grandfather, Freddie Portierie. I'm going to ask him a few questions about what it was like being in the Vietnam War. Hi, you say hi to the camera.
Hello?
Okay, so where were you born? When and where were you born?
I was born in Marshville, Louisiana, August 8, 1951.
Mhm.
And
So, how long has your family been there?
we have been there since slavery. My generation after generation, we grew up in the same area there. My father could even tell me stories of some of his old uncles and stuff from slavery.
Really?
Yes,
Um, so you don't know where they originate from. You just the furthest you know is slavery.
yes, I
Right?
wouldn't know where we had come from.
Okay. And what was your day-to-day activities as a kid up to a teenager?
Our day-to-day activities were active. We were very active. We had a 500-acre farm, two tractors, which was rare for a black family at that time. Uh, no sports. We could not play sports. We had to come from school in the evening and go jump on a tractor. Uh, our father was a police officer, and we were the farmers. We were seven brothers, so
Did you have any sisters?
two sisters, yes.
So that was a total of 10 siblings?
Yes,
10. Oh,
yes.
wow, that's a lot. So all of y'all contributed to farming.
No, our sisters worked at home. They didn't work on the farm. Just the boys did.
Oh, so what did your mom do?
The house. My mother was a housemaid, housewife.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's nice. So what did you expect your future to be like as a child?
I assumed I would be a farmer as my father would, but
What was your dream?
my dream was to be an architecture, get into architecture and engineering. But after entering ITT in Boston, Massachusetts, I found that my high school had not prepared me math-wise for anything concerning as far as engineering. So,
And do you think there is a specific reason why they didn't prepare you like the other kids?
no, I don't think the other kids. I just think that was what they taught at that school then. We wasn't a very big high school. They taught the math that they figured we needed to make it in our life at that time. But at preparing me for engineering, it wasn't. The math did not extend to that point.
Okay. And so what made you join the army?
Well, I didn't join the army. After my grades dropped in ITT, I was drafted
Mm.
and ended up in the infantry.
So you didn't have a choice.
No, I didn't have a choice.
Okay. And were you nervous about that?
Yes, I was. I really didn't want to go in service, but that's the way it was.
So when you went into service, did you experience any type of racism?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit in some of the southern states where Fort Lee, Virginia, South Carolina.
Okay. And what year was this?
This was 1971.
And there was still racism going
Fort
on.
Polk, Louisiana. Yes.
So was it more prejudice or racism?
I would say it was prejudice.
Because the laws changed
Yes.
to where they couldn't segregate you.
Right.
And when they sent you to Vietnam, were you nervous?
The thing about it, after training in the infantry at Tigerland at Fort Polk, I got orders for Vietnam, and the day before we left, my orders were changed from Vietnam to Hawaii.
Okay.
So I ended up going to Hawaii with the 25th Division, which had just come from Vietnam.
Mhm.
And we were rebuilding the 25th Division at Schofield Barracks, Hawaii. But after.
And what was the environment like there? Even though it's still America, I know they probably didn't have as much racism like that.
No, we didn't. We didn't run into that much racism in Hawaii. It was more like we were treated fairly decent there. I got out of the infantry. They needed military policemen, so I got into the military policeman.
Oh.
And because my father was a cop, I said, well, I may as well be one. And at that time, the 25th Division was still moving their equipment from Vietnam, and I had to escort as a military policeman engineers and transportation people. We all got loaded on ships and sent to Vietnam to retain all the 25th Division's equipment and move it back to Hawaii. So I was only there for 3 months, which I guess I was lucky. Got into a few firefights while hauling equipment in from the boonies, but we never, saw ourselves where we were really in a combat situation, But
Okay.
we did do some firing out there.
Did you have any family members out there with you?
No, no. My, I, my cousin Lawrence Portierie was there in the Marines early, a year or two before me. He had his legs messed up.
Okay.
Other than that, I was the only.
He was injured in the war?
Yes.
Okay. And how was your first day out there? When you was out there your first day, was it like just a crazy environment? Did you feel kind of trapped?
Yes, I was nervous because I'm leading this convoy. We've got 50 caliber machine gun mounted, and we got a scraper in front of us for mines. And now and then we receive fire from the jungle, and we would just cut loose firing and even more some of the trees down.
And I think I heard that in that country it rains a lot.
Yes, quite a bit of rain. The monsoon seems terrible. Yes.
So were you always wet?
No, not always. The sun comes out for about 3 hours and dry you up, and then it starts pouring down raining on you again.
So was it like a lot of flooding in the jungle?
Well, yes, that's so to speak. The rice paddy's more like what? It seems as though the ground sucks up the water quite a bit there.
And when you got there, did you ever feel like I should have never came out here? Did you ever get to that point like you just
always looked at the fact is, how did I end up in Vietnam when I was supposed to be in Hawaii?
So what was the most disturbing thing that you saw out there?
The most what?
Most disturbing thing?
Disturbing was dragging bodies out of the jungle and torn up bodies,
Well, did you have any like close friends that you met in the army?
No, there was never any casualties on the convoys that I was on. The fire we received from the jungle was something of 2 to 3 men. I was never in a real firefight.
So they were just kind of minor.
Yeah, I mean, these are just VCs that sees a convoy and they're gonna fire at it because it's there,
And what was the longest? That you had a battle in the fight?
I'd say about 45 minutes was the longest scrape we had.
That is a long time.
Yeah, I mean 45 minutes can seem like hours.
And I'm pretty sure you get really tired.
Yes.
So, has there anything from the war that's left an effect on your life now?
I would say yes, but it wasn't in Vietnam.
So what?
It happened in Hawaii. Soldier got drowned, and we had to retrieve the body. As a military policeman, I had to get in the boat with the men retrieving the body. Just so happened, this fellow I knew. I'd visit a neighbor. I'd go to my friend's house, and he had a neighbor who would always wave at him. I never met him, but I'd always wave at him. Nice guy. And when they come up with his body hooked and pull it into the boat, I saw it was my friend's neighbor that I always waved at. That had a very bad effect on me for months.
Okay. And do you regret ever going to Vietnam at all at the end of all of this?
No, I didn't regret going because I felt someone had to go, even though I was drafted. I never did mind serving. After getting in the service, I really didn't mind serving. I figured this was the place I was supposed to be in, and that's where I was at that time in my life.
Was it something that you felt like you had to do as a man, or just something that you wanted to contribute to the country?
That's right. It's always something I felt I had to do for the country, you know.
Okay. And what is one of the biggest lessons you learned from that experience being in the army that you still use to this day?
I learned to get along with every race of people there is in this country
Mm-hmm.
by being in the military. And I can say my life is much better today by living with a mixed group of people that I had never been around before. I think that experience I brought out of was the most valuable thing I ever learned during that period.
Okay. And what would you tell anybody that's planning on going into the army? What would be some advice you would give them?
I advise them to stick with it and listen to these old sergeants because they're gonna get you right and they're gonna keep you safe in combat. Really, if you ever in combat, these old sergeants know that stuff. You hang with them and you make it through. But that was a pretty good experience, I think. Just learning from the older guys.
Do you feel like it made you more of a man after when you
Yes.
came back?
Oh yes, the military did make me out of a man. It did. That it will do. I think it make the young ladies out of women, men, women too.
Really?
Tougher women if you want to put it that way.
Okay. Okay, that was the end of my interview with my grandpa. Thank you, Dr. Brown.